KNICKS.com.
Yo, salute everyone. Salute. Yeah, man. We here, man. Next Good Talk, man. I got my man CT in the building. Um, yeah, we coming off that loss at the world most famous arena. Tonight, man. Yeah, 118. Hawks gave it. The Phoenix gave it to us tonight, man. They outmatched us tonight, man, from beginning to end. That's a championship team, man. So we're gonna bring my man CT and let him get his thoughts in there, man.
Okay, salute Divine, Nick's Real Talk fam, salute chat, Sharp Powers, Elton Lee, appreciate you stopping through. It was an interesting game tonight. We came up short, obviously. The Phoenix Suns flexed their muscles. They showed that they're a championship team. I'm disappointed, we're just outmatched. We're just not on their level right now. That's the truth. But there were some positives to come out of the game. We'll talk about, there were some positives. I thought we started the game quite well. The first quarter, we hang with them. Devin Booker got hot, but we'll talk about it, Divine.
Yeah, real talk, man. You know what? That showed you why they're a championship team, and we trying to get to where they at. Them guys just came and gave it to us off the door. They just a way better team. They went to even conference final. We got knocked out the first round. I guess that's really showing what it do. But like I said, man, it was a loss. We didn't expect to win all again. We wanted to win this one. We really did, man. But they outplayed us all around. Devin Booker got going, nothing you could do about it. He was a hot man. He set the tone. And like I said in your show, man, if Fournier couldn't match what he was doing in some level, then it wasn't we gonna be able to do this thing, man. But all around the Knicks just got beat up tonight, man. They lost against a better team, and nothing we really could say about that. Them cats had it going on all cylinders. Our defense wasn't there tonight, like I said. In your stream, the defense ain't there. It's gonna be a long night, and our defense didn't come to play tonight, man. They got outmatched tonight, man. We got to give them their credit. We got to give Phoenix their credit. They outmatched us. They outplayed us. They out-hustled us. None of our guys, other Emmanuel Quickly to me and Kimber Walker, man, I don't catch their flowers tonight. But everybody else didn't come to play. Man, I don't know what the turkey, too much food left in their stomach. I don't know what it was, but they sure didn't come play the way we expected them to. But it's fine, man. We live to fight another day, man. Now we get ready to pack our bag to go down to ATL tomorrow, man. I hope that we can bounce back and get a victory in the ATL.
Yeah, facts, right? On to the next. Never get too high, never get too low. It was a good test tonight. Like we said, we came up well short. But we'll learn. There's a lot of things we'll learn from. You got to go up against the best to see where you're at. Iron sharpens iron. Like I said, there were some positive things I liked, but truth be told, we couldn't get stops. Divine, it was trading back and forth, trading buckets. Emmanuel Quickly shown, he's a part of the future. He's a big part of the future with this thing. A few guys had a few decent games. Evan Fournier started hot, looked like he was going to be, lead us to in the scoring charts, in the box score. But, he quietened down. You know, they D'd up. The Phoenix D intensified. Julius Randle, you know, had a frustrating night for me personally. You know, he just didn't get in the flow. Divine, you know, had some poor turnovers. Just didn't play well out of the double team tonight.
Yeah, facts. He didn't have it going. Fournier had it going for a few minutes, and after that he went cold. And Kemba Walker was going, man. But like I said, they couldn't stop. They couldn't stop nobody tonight, man. I think, like I said, Devin Booker really set the tone for that thing. You know, and Chris Paul didn't even have a good game to the end of the game. DeAndre Ayton didn't have a good game. You know, Mitch played him well. You know, they just have it, man. You know, quickly was the only one, like I said, that's really was giving us an offer tonight. You know what I mean? And other than Kemba Walker, and that was about it to me. So, you know, when you're playing against a quality, high-power team like that, who've been together, played together, got continuity, you know, that starting lineup, and it was there last year. You know what I mean? They ready to go, man. They looking to get back to where they were at the Western Conference Finals. You know what I mean? They looking to get back there, or actually, yeah, to the finals per se. So, you know, they just got to, you know, take this one as it is, man. That the better team won tonight, and nothing you could do about that. You know, our defense could not handle them guys. 118 points, and you know, once their offense wasn't going, you notice that they gave up on the defense. I mean, I didn't like that. You know what I mean? I think they should have kept fighting and scrapping, and then you never know. But it seemed like when they tried to make a run, they just couldn't get back there. Them guys turned it on. And you got to give them guys credit. You got to give Mikal Bridges credit on what he did to RJ. You got to give Booker credit on what he did to Fournier. You know what I mean? Like I said, the Chris Paul matchup I didn't think was a problem to me. I think Kemba Walker did that very well tonight. I think Mitchell Robinson did a good job on DeAndre Ayton tonight, but Randall let crowd outplay him, and that was just a disappointment to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it starts at the top, Divine, and I agree with you. I thought the Chris Paul matchup, you know, that didn't decide the game really. And Devin Booker, obviously, we had no answer for him. You know, RJ Barrett's still learning how to be a defensive stopper, you know, of the best opponent's player, you know, and he just didn't have it tonight. But yeah, few could stop Devin Booker, you know, when he gets in the groove. I think DeAndre Ayton was setting huge screens. You know, he sets great screens. You know, he was freeing up Paul, freeing up the pick and roll for Booker to operate. That was just tough to match. You know, we just couldn't match bucket for bucket. I honestly didn't think we played that awful tonight. For patches of the game, our offense got stagnant and we couldn't get stops, and that's when they blew the margin out. But if you take away maybe one quarter of the game, we were like with them back and forth, basically. I think the end of the first and the second quarter just blew things out. You know, we just couldn't get stops. We couldn't stop Booker. And how you leave Devin Booker open that many times, you know, on the trail, we paid the price for that. You know, you just can't let that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I'm not too overall disappointed because I look who we went up against somebody who they fighting something. They won 14 games in a row for a reason. You know what I mean? We're not the only team they gave the business to this year. They won 14 in a row, made us their 15th one. So I mean, that's why I'm not too disappointed because we're not the only one who's been losing to some guys. But you know, it's just disappointing that our defense didn't play a little harder to me. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, when Julius Randle, when your offense is not flowing, you still got to play defense. You know what I mean? Even RJ Barrett, when your offense not going, and I get it, Devin Booker probably took all the energy out of that guy because that dude was killing it. You know what I mean? So, you know, but it's not so much disappointing because, like I said, I just think that we just ran up against a team that's and more inferior than we are, more stronger, more better, more well-rounded. Then, you know, let's say you got the coach over there who didn't win coach of the year against Tibbs. You know, he wanted to coach his A game. Let them know that he should have won coach of the year. So, you know, and you know, it's a lot of things was going on in that game to me, but I just think we got outmatched tonight, man. They brought their A game and we didn't bring ours, and the results show. But you know, I'm happy to see that Tibb did do something like let Grom get in there and play, though he didn't shoot the ball well. He got some time, he got some minutes, and I'm glad to see that. You know, even though Derrick Rose down, that Tibb gave the man a chance to get in there and shine. He didn't play well tonight. Shot one for something. I think at least he was out there competing and learning how to get his feet wet in the NBA even more. But, you know, I'll take that positive about the whole thing. Like, you know, at least he was there. You know what I mean? He put him out there, let him play his backup minutes. And, you know, and like I said, these guys, they you know, sometimes we want to see these guys play, but they're human beings too. So tonight was just one of the off nights for Quentin Grimes. Maybe he bounce back tomorrow hopefully he go down to Atlanta, have a better game, and he can redeem himself. But I was glad to see Tibbs get him out there and let him roll and get accustomed to playing in that offense for sure.
Yeah, I agree, man. A lot of positives in terms of dudes getting good experience. That's just going to help them later in the season. Quentin Grimes playing meaningful minutes against the hottest team in the league. And that's why, Chat and Divine, don't get too low about tonight. It wasn't, we just played the hottest team in the NBA right now, and we're just not on that level. But that doesn't mean we need to take it as any setback. We learned a lot about the team. Tibbs learned a lot about the team tonight. Like I said, I think for about a quarter and a half, we were outmatched. For the rest, we hung tight. We didn't even play our best game either. Julius Randle, I think, had a pretty poor game tonight. If I'm being honest, RJ Barrett had a very poor game too. And look, two of our best players didn't play well. We hung tight for 2.5 quarters. Emmanuel Quickly, what can you say about him? I think a starting role is on the horizon for Emmanuel Quickly. It's beckoning. Now the league's starting to see, even the Phoenix guys were like, oh, what's this kid doing? He's just money. He's getting more confidence. So I'm liking that. We obviously missed Derrick Rose tonight, one of our most important players. So that's got to be taken into consideration as well. And Quentin Grimes, he can defend well. Miles McBride came in, played some gritty D as well. So, good for the young fellas to get some burn. Kevin Knox got some spot minutes, had that nice dunk, took it to the rack. I think we saw a bit of Knox tonight because the easing of the trade restrictions is on the horizon as well. And I think they want to at least be showcasing Kevin Knox, be giving him some time. So I think look for Kevin Knox to maybe get some spot minutes, in case of injury.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to point out something that Nick's GM said. You're 100% right. I don't know if it's grateful, but it's okay to lose. But like he said, wire to wire at home, you can't. You got to go harder than that, man. When you win your home court, I don't care if you're coming up for Thanksgiving or not. And then you got to go hard though. That's your home arena. Good one, Nick 100. You got to protect that, man. You got to go hard. 48 minutes point. Like I said, there was some good things, but I still think they let them guys. I don't want to say take the heart out of them, but it's some of that nature, man. Because they should have been scrapping. Mitch started off trying to scrap. Well, he didn't even have it tonight. Obi didn't have it. Burks didn't have it. None of them had it. And I think it's just when you got one guy or two guys who had a decent game and everybody else didn't do nothing. That's kind of disappointing. And you look at Phoenix. Devin Booker had it going, and Jay Crowder, and my man didn't really have it going. CP3 to the end of the game when it was really they were already playing everybody out. Quickly did a good job. That was a good learning experience for Manuel Quickly tonight. To be able to go in there and go up against Chris Paul and learn and compete against him and gain that respect. And I think that was real important. But I do think we just got a match tonight, man. And there's no way else to put it. And it happens. Sometimes it happens with a team you playing against. You just ain't got perform that night. And we just had nothing for them guys. That's what it come down to. The shots wasn't falling to me. Obi wasn't falling. His shots wasn't falling off. Burke's shots was off. RJ shots was off. You know what I mean? It's just like Randall wasn't even scoring. Fournier started pretty, with 3 shots in a row. And after that, he went south. You know what I mean? His shots went south. And like I said, Kemba, you can't win with only Kemba and IQ giving you offense. And when your defense is not playing good, like I said, 118 points, that's hard to be winning against anybody if your offense is not playing that good and your defense is bringing it out there, because they really were. I think I'm surprised the way Jay Crowder was hitting them threes on Randall. Like Randall, you let this dude shoot them threes like that on you. You know what I mean? You got Alpha Payton sitting over there. It's like, come on now.
Yeah. Randall's got to get more discipline too. That's when we talk about leadership. It's not just what he does on the offensive end; it's his body language defensively, taking pride in not letting the other dude. And that's what the best player on a team needs to do on a nightly basis: score and defend. And RJ Barrett's learning the hard way as well. He's tasked with guarding the best player on the best player on the other team, and he's not ready for that task. Every single night, I don't think. But unfortunately, he's our best perimeter defender on this team in the starting unit, which puts enormous strain onto the young kid. That's why, the Deuce McBride, the Quentin Grimes mob, we're not just wanting to see these kids being thrown out there just for the sake of it. We feel like they can help us defend. Kemba Walker is not a good defender. Evan Fournier is not a good defender. So RJ Barrett's left alone on an island basically right now. And it's clearly affecting his offensive play, Divine, to have to defend on the other end. And, it's going to affect your offense, your legs, all of that. So, yeah, I'm looking for Quentin Grimes to stay in the rotation now, especially if there's an injury. If there's an injury, Quentin Grimes will continue to get burned. Let's hope Deuce McBride can maybe get 5-6 minutes as well, relieve some of that pressure. Because, Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, we're obviously evaluating, the front office is evaluating too, Divine, every game. And I think the fact that Evan Fournier started hot, but yet was still no use to us, couldn't affect the game after the first quarter, So, yeah, it's just going to be interesting. Grimes more of a two-way guy. Maybe the trend is in the future that he starts to take more minutes from Fournier.
Yeah. You know what? I think they definitely gonna. Like I said, we going into the 20th game of the season. We 10-9, not playing consistent basketball. We going through peaks and valleys. One day we got a good game, 1 minute we don't have a good game. And the Lakers, even without LeBron, they still had AD there. They still had Russell Westbrook. You beat them, but you come down after Thanksgiving and lay an egg against these guys. That's what's the disappointing part, because it's not like you didn't beat a good team in LA. I don't care if they're not all in cohesion and LeBron they were there or not. You still had two of the top guys in the NBA playing there with Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook, and you guys found a way to manage that game, and that's what's so disappointing about tonight. So I'm gonna chalk this one up, man. Say, what, you cats came back off Thanksgiving holiday, and y'all laid an egg. Now I'm gonna see how we do it tomorrow. Now tomorrow we go lay an egg again, and Atlanta's hot right now. We go lay an egg tomorrow, and I will be disappointed because I think tonight, I'm just gonna say tonight it's just a wash-up game. But let's see how they guys respond tomorrow. Let's see how they respond tomorrow, man. See if they can come back out there with some energy and get back at it, CT. Because it definitely wasn't. Once I knew the game was out of reach, I was just hoping that they could keep fighting and scrapping in that third quarter to get it down to 10, maybe get it down to 10, try to make a run in the fourth quarter. But they didn't have nobody quickly who can do that. Quickly was on an island by herself on the offense tonight. So I thought they might be able to get back in there. But like I said, the good thing about it, man, we got to see the young guys. We got to see Grimes get in there. And even though his stats wasn't good tonight, but it's experience for him. And some good experience, and that's what you want, man. Like I said, we wouldn't expect the Knicks to go over. What we said, 3-2, hopefully 4-1. Well, let's see. One game, we're not going to determine whether we doing good or bad moving forward. Because I just think it was one game coming off of the red holiday season. We got to see how they bounce back and respond, and maybe they come back in the ATL tomorrow and play a harder game and compete more and get the holiday things off your mind and say, okay, you know what, we're back to the basics. Because they definitely looked like they were sluggish tonight. Because you could tell 118 and 87, they were sluggish. You know what I mean? And I think they tried, but they didn't have the energy that I thought they would have tonight.
Yeah, I agree. And it's the lapses defensively, Divine, that kill us. There was a big stretch of this game we were trading buckets. Basically, we were scoring threes, we were hitting it. Salute, be civilized, salute, fam. It was a period we were trading buckets, but we just couldn't get any stops. No one could stop Booker, and no one could stop the pick and roll with Chris Paul. But I do think some of these problems are on our roster. Some of the solutions to our problems are on this roster right now. Quentin Grimes, Deuce McBride can play D. Kemba Walker and Fournier, if they're not hot right now, then they're not playing on the other end. So it's all good if they score. They are better offensive players, obviously, than Grimes and McBride. But I think over the course of a game, it evens out if the other guys can defend better, can hold their own. Because you can't just keep trading buckets with Phoenix, especially our offense isn't as high-powered as theirs.
Yeah, real talk. So what do you say? Let's just have this thought process right now. Let's say after tomorrow, which is the 20th game, the quarter through the season. We want to play these guys, but at the expense of, do we cut Fournier minutes and cut Kemba's minutes to give these guys time, or how do you think that's going to play with them guys and with the front office, knowing that we give them $4 $19 million and this minutes is getting cut? Do you think that we just is it either better just to say, before the trading deadline, try to move and say the experiment didn't work out, or are you guys confident that he gonna get this thing going? But how do we handle a situation if we cut his minutes and let the young guys play? Is that a sign to the Knicks organization or to the Knicks coaches that we throwing in the towel? Or I think it's just something we got to do temporarily to get a spark to the team.
Yeah, great question, man. I think we don't got to completely ostracize these vets because they have use, but just even their minutes. If I'm coach Tom Thibodeau, that's what I'm doing. Cut Evan Fournier's minutes to about 20, 21. Still let him start. Don't no need to embarrass him like Alfred Payton. Let him start, but just make that change up a bit.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because we do, we can't keep playing him at the detriment of him not helping the team win and helping us lose. I mean, we got to be real about it, because I was looking at some of his shots after he hit them 3 shots. Some of the shots he was taking on. Yeah, I think some of those shots was not necessary to some of the shots that he was taking, and I was like, you know what, I just think that it wasn't a good look, man. So I just hope that we can rebound from that thing and he get it popping. Because it was kind of disappointing. So to the chat, I'll throw the link up later on in the show. Right now tricky, but I will throw it up in there later for real. But it's disappointing, CT. Cause I just thought that they should have came out with a little more urgency, and that's a big game. You know what I mean? Just because you got up for the Lakers, you should have got up for these guys. You know what I mean? I just want to see them come out with a little more urgency. But as far as that starting lineup, I think they're going to have to do something. I just think it's not working all around right now. Yeah, I think CT having a little problems right there with the mic and everything. So we'll hold to CT get back and I keep it moving. But yeah, man, I think we're gonna have to do something. Chat and everybody out there, we got to switch this thing up a little bit because I don't see it. Them guys giving us a defense effort that we need to get us to where we need to go. You know what I mean? I just think that Fournier and Kemba Walker on the defense end is just not giving us what we need. You know what I mean? I think that's gonna be hard to deal with for the rest of the season if them guys can't give us what they need. And CT frozen, right? So and I'll see how we're gonna rectify that. Or he'll come back in. He probably got to fix that. But yeah, God, I think we got to do something with that starting lineup. We'll take it from there. You know what I mean? But right now, it's kind of disappointing, man. The way that game was tonight, we just didn't come out there with it, man. I know them teams that do this the top of the NBA right now. They got a 14, 15 game winning streak. They're going hard and they compete every night. You know what I mean? So, but man, I think we should have showed a little bit more effort and just to have only Emmanuel quickly and Kemba Walker only step up for the team. That's not good. You know what I mean? It's really not good at all. So a little disappointed about today, man. Overall, but we lived to fight another day. We 10-9. We gave back a game that we won the other day. In association, we had a chance to pick up some ground on a couple of teams, but we just didn't have it tonight. So. It's disappointing for sure, but we'll rebound. We got to go down there at AL tomorrow and get it popping and see what we do. Like I said, disappointing. But overall, man, let's talk about Emmanuel quickly, man, and that young man's maturation and what he's bringing to the table now. His second year, man, he's really starting to hit stride. I hope he continue doing what he's doing because he's about that. He got the heart, he got the gut, man. He ain't scared. He's stepping up, man. I got to give that brother his respect, man. You were right, exactly. Shot Powers back to the drawing board, man, for sure. But quickly was doing his thing, man. I'm liking what he's bringing to the table. He fearless. He's playing a point guard pretty good, man. So man, we gotta see how this thing move forward, because you might have to do some switching up there. You might have to throw quickly in there sooner or later. If Fournier or Kemba Walker don't step it up on the defense and the offense is stinking it up right now, I think you might have to make that switch sooner or later. Because it seems like it's just not getting done for us, man. And they're not playing the way we think New York Knicks should be playing basketball today. You know what I mean? We should be more gritty, more cohesive. When I'm only talking about the defense end. You know what I mean? The offense comes and goes, but that defense should remain stable, man. Now, I think them guys, they were playing defense good the last 4 games. They got better. So I know some of them might have been teams with missing shots, but their defense still was playing much better. But tonight, Devin Booker was running amok. You know, they couldn't do nothing with him. You know what I mean? And I just think that Mikal Bridges' energy was out there. We didn't keep up with his energy. You know what I mean? It was like, and then Cameron Johnson and Cameron Payne him in a second. This one of the first times in a while, like I said, that our second unit got outplayed. You know, normally our second unit is outplaying them, but they got a good team there. That second unit was there last year for them, and they outplayed today. They outplayed us pretty, pretty good today. So let's give them their credit too, man. Let's give Phoenix their flowers, and that's why that's how they had the record they had. That's why they #1 in the West and #1 in the #2 behind the Golden State Warriors. But that's why they where they at, because they got a good team down there. Them guys went to the finals last year. They familiar with this thing. Devin Booker liked the bright lights at MSG. And, he admitted that himself. So, he came out there and did what he had to do and set the tone for the rest of that team. And but it just looked like one of them games where we coming off of Thanksgiving Day. You know what I mean? It really did. Not making no excuses, but that's what it felt like. Nobody was doing nothing other than Kemba Walker and Emmanuel Quickly, who had energy. Obi tried to get energy, but he had a bad night. You know what I mean? Burks didn't have it tonight. But you got to credit their defense, because the DeAndre Ayton made it hard to come down in that paint. So we started selling for jump shots all night. Randall had a couple of drives to the hole, and that was it. RJ tried to get a little floor in the lane a couple of times, but them guys did not come to the table tonight. So it's back, like Shaw Powell said, back to the drawing board. And I'll throw the link in there pretty soon, guys. We get in for for a few, and then we can continue with the panel as well. I'll throw the link in a few minutes. But it was kind of disappointing. But we, like I said, we got to be better, man. Knicks fans, we got to be better as a team. We got to get this thing turned around. Talking about at least from tonight. And now, like I said, we're not going to win every game, but man, we got to play better than this. Not when you're home, and you're going against a team that can either you could beat to prove a point, or at least compete and go toe to toe with them. That's the disappointing thing for me, is that they didn't go toe to toe. You know what I mean? I don't care if we would have lost by 5 or 4 or 6, but man, 18 points. That's what I didn't like. And I didn't like that part. You know what I mean? I don't care if they would have lost the game. That happens. But it's that the way they lost it. The Cats, they didn't have that energy. They took it out of us, man. So you got to give Monty Williams and Chris Paul and them Cats credit. You know what I mean? They looking to go back there. So they gave us their true A game tonight. They really did, man. They was looking to get back at this thing, CT, and let them know they're trying to get to the finals and win it. Right now, they're on a mission.
Yeah, salute. Sorry, apologies, Divine. I'm just on the phone now. My Wi-Fi is playing up. But,
Okay.
Yeah. So once I get that fixed, I'll be back on. But yeah, Phoenix, they flex their muscles tonight. They're a great team. You don't win 14 straight. Like, if you're not a great team, and their bench is as strong as our bench, let's be real. And their starting unit has more offensive firepower, more cohesion, just a better roster overall. So I'm not too down on this loss, but yeah, I would have liked us to show a bit more fight. That's where I'm disappointed. Where we just came up short. We came up short physically, defensively. We just gave them too many wide open looks. That was upsetting for me.
Yeah, real talk. You're absolutely right. We didn't play defense tonight, man. Like I said on your stream earlier, CT, on the streets of Southern, we need to bring our defense to the table. Really do. And salute Tim Smith, salute to you, man. Salute to the chat, D. Ross. Salute to all y'all. Spreewell, man. Salute to all you guys, man. Like I said, I open up the panel a little later on for sure. Y'all can get it here and get to the panel with those who want to come on. But yeah, it was the ugly loss, and we just got outmatched by a superstar in Devin Booker, a Hall of Fame point guard, and Chris Paul, and it showed. It showed. They had the superior talent, and they used it tonight. And you see why Devin Booker is who he is, and who we don't have on our team like him. we don't have nobody on a team like that guy. You know what I mean? And Randall is not that dude on a regular, consistent basis like that. So we don't have a dude like that. That dude went in and just took over that game. You know what I mean, dropping jumper shots from here to there, everywhere. I'm like, man, y'all not even trying to match as good. So and it happened. So that just goes to show you that we got a little work to do on our team. I know it's a team by committee, but we definitely gonna have to do a little bit of not because we lost tonight, CT, just the way we lost tonight. We lost with who's gonna go to that bench and get fired up, say, come on, guys, we got to get this thing going. Come on, man. You don't see that stuff. You know what I mean? I was just disappointed with that. So I do agree with Sprewell from that point. CT, where it'd be some time where you gotta rally the troops. You know what I mean? And I don't see the rallying sometimes, and I would love to see that more than less.
Yeah, no, that's exactly spot on there from Spree. Like when teams go on a run, again, we lack a floor general. That's the next step I'd like to see us pick up a point guard that's a floor general. I don't think this team can be a long-term winner when the ball's in Julius Randle's hands all the time. Tell me how many teams in the league run their offense through a power forward. Um, we need a point guard that's going to wave Julius Randle off, say get to your spot, get down low or something. I'll give you the ball. Not have him, bumbling, stumbling, holding it too long, trying to get past dudes, taking matchups personally. And one thing I wanted to say is, I think a big part of Julius's struggles this season is the new rules. People aren't talking about this enough, but teams can be more physical with Julius Randle now, and I think that's contributing to his slow start this season. You know what I mean? He was getting a lot of simple foul calls last season when he was trying to bully people, but now they can push back on him a little bit more, and he's getting more turnovers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a great point, CT, because if you look at the way Jay Crowder was doing it, he was bodying Julius Randle good tonight. I mean, I thought Julius Randle was going to have a good matchup against Jay Crowder, but I think when he see that Jay Crowder wasn't backing down, he kind of made Julius change his thought process. Excuse me. And I think he really took Julius Randle out of the game for the most part tonight. You know what I mean? And so that just goes to show to tell me that, man, you got to be mentally more stronger than that. You got to have a mental capacity and a mental fortitude to say, I'm gonna go in there and battle against these guys. I don't care who they is. I gotta compete. If my man going hard on me, I'm gonna go hard back at him. I know that Julius Randle only took it to Joe Crowder one time that I seen on that drive to the basket. And when you got a guy doing like that, you got to take it to these dudes. You know what I mean? And like I said, and I do agree with D-Rod. D-Rod said, we got to be real, man. That's a well-oiled machine. They are. I mean, that's why I'm not too disappointed, because it'd be different if we would have lost to the Lakers by 18, or we lost to Chicago by 18. But I understand what Phoenix is that team. They that good. Monty Williams got them boys playing good basketball. They solid on the defense and they solid on the offense level. They got, like I say, got a Hall of Famer, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, superstar on the rise. And they got a good center down there who causes problems with the guy trying to get in there and bring it to the hole. Just like when they try to go in the hole against us, we got guys who can cause problems too. But I didn't understand why he was bringing Mitch in and out a lot. I thought Mitch had a good game against DeAndre Ayton. But then again, I guess Tibbs say, tomorrow's another game, and I guess he wanted to go a little smaller. But I wanted to see the Obi and Randall thing tonight. But Obi didn't have it going. Nobody had it going. You know what I mean? And let's hope that we can rebound tomorrow. And salute to the chat too, man. D. Ross, Corey Jones, salute to you, my brother. Allah wise peace. All you guys, Nick 100, everybody, Shaw Powers. I'll open up the chat in a minute, man. Tricky Nicky in the building tonight. Salute to you. But I thought Elton Lee, the professor, salute to Elton Lee. But all that, what, CT was just one of them things where we just got outplayed tonight, and that's no other way you can say it. But I do like to fight in the manner quickly, man. I really believe that going forward they're gonna have to make a decision on him, CT. Because like I said, I understand where you're coming from earlier. Like you said, maybe it's Fournier got to get some of the minutes shred until he's proven, but I do think that we got to do something to get some defense in our first unit.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just dudes shredding us up, and it's putting a lot of pressure on the centers for us. And best of the best tonight, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Fournier and Kemba just couldn't handle them. We're only lucky that Fournier got off to a great start. Hit a lot of threes. They found him open. The offense was clicking, but the other end we just couldn't get any stops. There's no point trading baskets. So I think the solution for me right now, next game, is to blend more minutes. Don't embarrass these dudes. Just play them 20, 18, 20 minutes, and then just give Grimes more of a chance. McBride, they're earning it, and quickly too. To that point, Quickly's earning a lot more minutes. He's more consistent than Toppin too. Toppin needs to play a little bit more in control. I love his energy, the spurt he's giving us, but some of those shots that he just lets fly, he needs to, I think, just settle down a bit more at times. He's shooting air balls and things like that, and he's trying to, finish the ball in one catch. Like he missed that banker when he tried to catch it and bank it straight away in one motion. I would have liked to see him catch it and come back down. Those kind of plays, they swing the momentum.
Yeah, real talk. Hey, I'm just going to answer Amani's question right quick. Amani said, I have a serious question. Do you think these players will start blocking out Tom Thibodeau? Amani, it's hard to say because Tom Thibodeau, they had a terrific year under Tom Thibodeau last year. They Tom Thibodeau first year here took them. They said they like the coach, they like what he do, they like everything about him. I more want to say, it's more these players. The players not performing. There's nothing you could do because, I think Tom Thibodeau only can coach so much. Like I said, I don't think, I wouldn't say that they would block out Tom Thibodeau, but like Tom Thibodeau, he wasn't our leader. He wasn't Julius Randle tonight with 9 points. He wasn't Fournier tonight with, with 3 shots in the first half that went down. Everything else was starting to be, he wasn't Julius Randle. He wasn't RJ tonight. He wasn't Burks tonight. I just think that them cats, they got a way better team than us, and we got to admit that. There's nothing wrong with that. We wouldn't expect to go to the finals. You know what I mean? So them guys expecting to go to the finals. So obviously we just got beat by the better team. That's no other you could say it. We wanted. We all picked the Knicks beat them tonight because I think that's just where we wanted to be, and we felt like they was at MSG. They was coming along pretty good, playing some good basketball lately, and we wanted them to kind of win that game tonight. But maybe that just showed us that when it comes to their level, them cats on a mission. CT, they on a mission. They trying to get back to where they trying to get back to and prove that they wasn't no fluke neither. And I think that they showed it tonight, man. And they got an all around good team tonight, and nothing you could do about that. Yeah. So I don't know if CT in and out, but you hear me, CT? Yeah, guys. Sorry about that. We had a little technical dip right there, but I just think that we played a better team tonight. There's really nothing too much you could do about that, man. The Cats came out there and like I said, this is their 15th game in a row. They beat 15 teams, counting us in a row. So it's definitely going to be a tough situation for us, moving forward. But hey, I'm not going to take the L as a disappointment. I'm going to take it that as what, we didn't have nothing for them guys. It was disappointing that they didn't come with the energy and go hard and try to scrap and fight and claw and be gritty and get back in this thing. I'm disappointed about that. Not even about the loss. It's the way we lost. They didn't fight hard. They did not compete tonight. And I just think that they gotta, even though you're going up against a superior team, you still gotta let them know that you ain't inferior. You don't fear them. You know what I mean? I just think that we didn't do that.
Great facts. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, brother.
Yep. Yeah. I said Devin Booker. I was going to say he lived up to his word. He prepared early yesterday for this matchup, and he came in there and took it seriously. He was just hitting everything early. That set the tone. And I just feel bad for Jay Barrett in a way that, like I said, he's our only positive perimeter defender in the whole starting unit. And that just puts enormous strain on him. You love what you saw from Grimes and McBride, the pressure that they can put. You gotta wonder, like, how soon are they going to be inserted? Because they're part of the future now. and it's clear to the eyes. They defend better than anyone, outside of RJ Barrett on the perimeter.
Yep. Yeah. You know what? It was interesting to me. If you look at the starting lineup, let's talk about that just for the sake of talking about it. Um, do you cut Fournier minutes and still start him, or do we bring him off the bench? And you can give him his same minutes, but to start somebody else and then let him come off the bench. Even if you give him his starting minutes, but let him start coming off the bench. I think I would try that something like that. CT where you bring him off the bench, but he can still get his starting minutes, but maybe to get a different flow to open in the game. You know what I mean? Maybe you put somebody else in there like quickly, and quickly might get a. It's hard to do that because then we talk about what's going to happen with the second unit. But I know I don't think we're gonna be able to go the whole season with Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier out there at the beginning of the game from a defense standpoint. I just think that's too hard to deal with the rest of the year.
Yeah, it is. I think, Tom Thibodeau's just got to figure this thing out because we gave up like 60 something points in both halves. I think that just can't happen.
Yeah, real talk. Like B Civil said, the Suns shot 55% from the field tonight, which was their best shooting percentage all year so far. In a game, we lost the game by not having intensity on the defense end of the floor. Absolutely, B Civil 100%, brother. That's what we lost the game at to me. Salute Linda Lynn, salute Linda Lynn. I see you, Linda Lynn. Thanks for coming in tonight. Salute to you. But I think that's what we lost the game at. I really do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's why I think we lost that game at. So like I said, we just got to deal with it and get back to it. And I think that's what it is, man. We got to get that intensity back up, get that defense back up, and all that good stuff. Because I do think that if we don't get this thing correct on defense, then it's gonna be a long year for us.
yeah, and it starts tomorrow. Like you said, we'll have a lot more to talk about after tomorrow. It's easy to sweep this one under the rug because we got one tomorrow that's massive. But in the Phoenix Suns are a well-oiled machine, like the chat says, and there's no shame in it. We're not up to par right now. Let's make some adjustments in the rotation. Grimes and McBride are already playing, so I really like that. Even though I hope it wasn't just because it was a back-to-back. I hope that he is open to using these guys. And like I said earlier, I think Kevin Knox will start to get some situational minutes if the other guys aren't producing, because the December 15 deadline is only 2.5 weeks away, and they'll want this guy to have some sort of showcase. He had that nice highlight dunk from Kevin Knox. He looked lively. A couple shots didn't go down, but I'm not worried about that with Kevin Knox. Maybe Knox is the beneficiary of these other dudes that aren't producing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? And you think about it, you look at tonight, even though it was only his dunk, but look at the energy he played with. At least the kid took it down the hole. You know what I mean? And granted, them cats probably got lax already because they know they won the game. But still, he came in there and he wasn't scared to put that ball down the floor when he seen that open lane. And and that's why it comes back to me is the athleticism on his team. You know, we don't have that on this team, like athleticism, and it would not show me that was athleticism. Man, you take that ball, go down to the hole, and you try to hammer it on somebody. You don't, other than Obi Toppin and a couple of other guys, Mitchell Robinson. I mean, we not an athletic team, to be honest with you, and I think that we gotta fix that problem too, man. We gotta get somebody in there with a bit of more length, some girth to them, some grind to them, and get out jump out the gym and do things that's if you don't have it on a shooting night, you can get it other ways. Like look at Knox. Knox missed his first shot. What did he do? Put the ball on the floor, CT, and went to the basket. We got to have guys doing stuff like that on a more basis. Just don't settle for jumpers, man. That shit ain't popping. Go down hole, go down the center, see if you can get an and one or something and ignite something. I didn't see that tonight.
Yeah, that's a great point. Athleticism. Kevin Knox has that. Can he produce on the defensive end? Let's hope. We've seen a lot, but hopefully, the man's improved in that area, and I think he's going to start to get more of a look. Also, don't rule out this Luka Samanic from the G League. If he keeps lighting it up, I can see him coming in and get a chance, because he's producing for Westchester right now. And he can play the 5, he can play stretch 5, 4. You can play Julius Randle at the 5, this guy at the 4, and Obi at the 3 or something. That'd be a nice offensive look, stretch the floor a bit.
Right. Let me ask you a question, CT. From being that what we was competing for, we was talking about trying to get out of the second round. We trying to do all this here. Is it concerning for you, from a spectator standpoint? Do you think if we start showing face with the young guy, that's going to mess up the goals that we had moving forward?
That's a great question. I think you just have to take it game by game and react to what you're seeing right now. I don't overreact over this game, but let's see how they look against Atlanta. If they bounce back, then I still keep the starting lineup as it is, but I continue to eat into their minutes, especially when they're not holding themselves accountable on the defensive end. Like tonight, it's easy to say because Phoenix were the best team in the league, but let's say we lose in this fashion to Atlanta, or we lose in this fashion to Boston, then it's really telling me that this roster ain't it, and then I'm perfectly it's open game for me to make any kind of trades adjustments, because this team has flexibility, and there's no need sit on our hands and wait for this thing to get out of control. We have to continue to compete in the East right now. We made the playoffs last season. We can't continue to spiral and not make the playoffs again. It'd be a bad.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, that's interesting to me because, if you're gonna have to find a way to either juggle this team, whereas these young guys gonna have an impact, or you're gonna have to make a deal. Like I said, but here's what I'm disappointed about, fellas, and it is not. I'm not even disappointed about the offense. I don't think Fournier and Kemba Walker got enough defensive it in them. I'm not even worried about their shots. I'm not, because like Kemba had a good shooting night tonight, but he still has to wind up going to the bench because of his efficiency on the defensive end. And I'm looking at, I don't see that it in them in that first unit defensively. Like I said, and much as we hounded about Alpha Payton and them, but them cats had something to them on the defensive end. They had tenacity. They was gritty. Alpha Payton to try to get up in you and do all that stuff, and I just don't see that right now, man. I seem like our defense is not tonight, because they were playing defense good the last couple of games, but maybe that might not have been it. It might have been just light in the bottle, I guess, very quick. You know what I mean? But after that, it's back to reality. But that defense is definitely don't have that with them. CT and everybody in the chat. I just don't think. I'm just disappointed at the way these cats is playing basketball, and we just not used to this here, man. So we gotta try to hope that we rectify this problem and get back to being what we do, because we're not going to be able to get far with the way the defense is playing. I just think that's the staple to this team is their defense. And if you look at like B said, I say 55% Come on, man. You letting some guys just run amok, and there's nobody checking nobody. I don't see that gritty and toughness like I thought I would see tonight. Like they letting cats blow by them. And that's unacceptable to me. Having cats just coming in to blow by you all the time. You know what I mean? Listen, you got to make a maximum effort some way. And I just think that's where I think tonight they didn't make a maximum effort tonight to try to keep these guys from, even when you trying to score to get back in the game, but you still got to stop them from scoring on the other end, or you're not going to be able to make a run. So we couldn't never make a run tonight, because we was like, if we did, it was like a trade basket thing for a minute, and next thing that was it. You know what I mean? So we do got to, much as we want to believe in these guys, but right now it looks kind of dim on the defense in New York, guys. That's what, like I said, I'm all about that defense down there. 'Cause like I said, you can't stop nobody. Don't get how good you can't stop nobody. You still might lose the game. So they got to get that intensity on the defense back together now. Make a decision on Fournier and Kemba Walker. And like I said, Kimball was playing well too. He came again. He was aggressive. He was shooting that ball real good. It's that he can't hold it down on that defense. And man, that's what is disappointing to me. But we need to fight another day. We got a quick turnaround tomorrow on the ATL. We got to get back at it, man, and go down there and play the best we can and try to go down there. Them guys is hot down in Atlanta too, y'all. So going to be a pretty tough game for us because Atlanta's been playing some good basketball. So we got to hope they go down there with the right mindset and try to come out there and compete against these guys and walk away with a W. If not, we'll be 500, which is not bad. 10-10, it's not bad, but we want to be better than that. So we got to hope that we go down there tomorrow and in the ATL compete and see how we can make this thing work tomorrow. That's for sure, man. But we'll see, man. And D. Ross, I want to throw that up there again. He said that pig they ate got him in the mud. It was D. Ross. I was feeling the same thing. Like, you know what? Coming off Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? Your mind probably wasn't on basketball because normally, the day before, like a game, like the day before today, normally you home playing, you home practicing. I'm just say you at the gym practicing. Like, we could say like yesterday at home with their family, they're having festivities, which is understandable. I don't have no problem with that because they human beings too, and they want to take time to be with their family on holidays. So, but normally a day like that, you probably was in the gym. You know what I mean? You was in the gym, but instead of in the gym, you're home having festivities. So that could be the reason why they got blowed out that way as well. Is that, instead of being in the gym before the day before a game, they was home having Thanksgiving. It's understandable because other than Devin Booker, a lot of them guys didn't have a good game tonight. Devin Booker the one beat us tonight, basically. So a lot of them guys were sluggish, but they still had the more energy than us. We competed, but with no energy. So you know what? We got to turn around and go to the ATL tomorrow and try to get this thing CT. Try to bounce back, man. We 20th game of the season, he wound up being 11-9 or 10-10. At the quarter of the season mark, we still at 500. And then I think we do once we get there. Once tomorrow come and a month and that game is over, we do gonna have to make some decisions now, depending on which way it go.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's going to be another big test, but not as worried, because I don't think Atlanta is anywhere near as good as Phoenix is right now. And I think the best thing second leg of back to back when you take an L is you have a night to think about it. You have that opportunity to stew on it, but not for too long. You right back at it basically. The players get that stench away after having a break for Thanksgiving. To lose on their home floor. I think they're going to go in Atlanta with a lot of last season's playoffs on their mind, and I think that they're going to be ready to try and get Atlanta back. They got a lot to pay for tomorrow, so we should see maximum effort tomorrow. If we don't, then there's something up.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, man. Tomorrow's a big game. It's like all of them big game. But, tonight, today was a big game just due to the fact of who we playing, and we would have beat them. What type of statement would have been? That's why I said it's a big game. Not so much that we lose, that the ship is sinking and all that. I just thought that if we could beat this team tonight, it would have been a good statement game for us. To play these guys and beat them in the Madison Square Garden, one of the best teams in the league, and it kind of let us know that. How people would have seen the Knicks competing against the higher echelon teams and really saying, okay, wow, these cats can really make some noise because they beating these good teams. And that's why I want to see them win tonight. Is that I want to see them beat the guys who can say that, what, we be second best team in the association right now. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm disappointed. And not so much the loss because we could lose game. That's not even important. So first of all, the way we lost, I'm disappointed because I wanted us to beat these guys. This is kind of send a statement. But it's it. Salute, shot. What up, brother?
Salute. Salute, chat, salute, panel.
Yeah, tell them.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah, what do you think about that game tonight, bro?
It was one of those games, being hopeful, loving my Knicks, but, they came up short tonight. Oh, hold on, let me turn on my TV. All right, there we go. Yeah. You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right. Yeah, it was just one of those games, so no, we had no energy really. Like you said earlier, we didn't play with too much energy, and it happens. I wish we could have came out a little better. A lot of the team just was like was nobody really scoring tonight, man. It seemed like it was Kimba, and I mean even Evan had the early start, but he didn't really look that great tonight. Fix my tape.
Yeah. It seemed like quickly and to me quickly and Kimba were the only ones really giving us some offensive power. Everybody else laid the egg out there, man. Everybody. I was like, so it was kind of disappointing from that standpoint. Whereas, you know, only two guys really came out to play hard tonight. I mean, scoring the ball anyway. 'Cause nobody played good defense tonight except for Quickly.
Yeah,
Quickly,
quick.
he's if anybody had you get a game ball to on the loss was Emmanuel Quickly. Everybody else need to go back to the drawing board, go back to the film table or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, you're right about that. I like Quickly. He plays good defense, and I mean, I was even talking earlier when we was on the chat earlier on CT platform about I mean another simple implement that we can do real quick. I mean, I don't know how everybody else think about it, but what about putting IQ and Rose in the starting lineup, moving Kemba and Fournier in that second unit? Might be something to
You
look
know
at.
what? Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. You know why? Just to, we got to do something. Sean Powell, either we gonna have to do something by trade, or we're not gonna be able to go the rest of the season like this. Not with they got to give us some defense that first unit, man, and not just Fournier. Him and Kemba Walker, the liability on that end of the floor. And like I said, I'm not too even concerned about their offense. I know that comes and goes with play basketball players, but your defense and your effort should always be there. That's one thing CT you can rely on is maximum effort and good defense. You know what I mean? It don't take a whole coach of philosophy or coach of skill set. You should not have to coach nobody's effort. You know what I mean? And that you should be born with. Some of you should, if you're a good ball player, that should be in you. Tom Taylor should not have to tell you got to play hard. No, you should know how to do that from the door. You know what I mean? And I think that them two guys, I'm not blaming that on them two there, but them the two probably the weakest links in our defense and the first unit. And that's what got me thinking about what Sean said. Maybe we or you said switch it up and let them come off the.
Yeah.
Who's going to be able to keep the other team honest until we start clicking? I think that's where we at right now, CT.
Yeah, I think so too. How long is it till it's enough of a sample size? We're 19 games in now. Tomorrow will mark the quarter waypoint of this season. The beautiful thing is we'll be no worse than 500 through this quarter waypoint, playing very, very inconsistent basketball. So the only way's up from here. But I like what Be Civilized said. We're just not ready right now. New York is not ready. This roster, say what you want. It's not up there enough to compete with the best in the West, and that's being real. We're beating some good teams in the East, but when you go up against the best in the West, we've got Denver coming up soon as well. You need to be solid defensively. Evan Fournier, Kemba Walker, can help you offensively, but I didn't think they'd be this bad on the defensive end. I didn't think it'd be that much of a liability.
Mm. Yeah. It's like I said. You can have all the offense in the world. If you score 140 and somebody score 45, you still lost the game. You know what I mean? And to me, when you see a player like that starting to go like that, switch the defense up on him, do something different, just to try to give him some looks and something different to slow him down. Because let's say we was popping on offense tonight. What score could have been? Score could have been 118 to 116. Still would have lost. I mean, so to me, I think these guys, like we need some guys who could play on both ends of the floor, both ends of the ball, and that's what we need. We need somebody who can play on both sides of the ball. So shot powers, where they can get buckets, and because people, you look at the way they play defense, they played a hell of a defense tonight. Mikael Bridges is a problem out there on that defense, and DeAndre Ayton is a problem. Chris Paul is one of the best defenders in the league. Why you think the way they play? And because they defense, you know what I mean? They defense is that good. Jay Crowder is a good DeAndre Ayton is a good defender. Chris Paul is a good defender. Mikal Bridges is a good defender, and Devin Booker is no slouch. He might not supreme, but he could play defense. So that defense is starting five is amazing. Don't forget their offense. They not offense, not an offensive juggernaut. Cause it's to me it's just and Chris Paul and everybody else play their role. You know what I mean? But they defense was carrying them cats over the top.
Yeah, real talk. Like, yeah, the good thing is, two tough tests back to back. Nights back to back. We have to travel now. We have to, buckle down. We have to grow up. Go there, put in a great performance against Atlanta. Hopefully, go back 2 games over 500. But losses like this will humble you. And they're also learning opportunities, fellas. For the coach, for the front office. Every day there's new directives coming to the coach, and the players saying, okay, we tried this didn't work. Or, you're just not cut out for it. Maybe, when it gets to that point, it gets to that point. Harsh conversations got to be had saying, hey, I know we signed you to this money, but maybe you're just not cutting it right now. This guy's cutting it. And I got no issue and no worries that Quentin Grimes can shoot as well as Evan Fournier can, but he also gives you much better defense. So again, like it's upsetting the fact that Fournier started so well, was shooting on fire, but just disappeared again. Just disappeared again. Like you said, had poor shot selection, a couple of those ones falling out of bounds. He hurts you on that end as well. These guys just need to play a lot tougher on the defensive end. And I don't think Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker can help us that end of the floor right now. RJ Barrett's going to end up hurting himself this season, and there's going to be more and more slander on RJ Barrett the more we rely on him defensively, just because he's not putting up the numbers offensively.
Right. Hey, Shad, what do you think? Any changes that you would like to see to the team that you think that'll better us on both, that'll help us be better on both sides of the ball? Is there any changes that you would like to see?
I mean, December 15th is creeping real close, man. And there's a couple of guys out there that, I've been eyeballing and stuff like that. I mentioned it a little earlier. There's, you got, Gordon. He's a good player. He's a gritty, hard-nosed player. I think he's a shooting guard, but I think he could play some point guard. And this guy, Geronte, I can't never get this guy's name right. But
Deontay Murray.
Murray, yeah, man, that guy's a real good low-cost player right there. I mean, if we're gonna make if we're gonna go and make a trade, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to break the bank. I would love to have Dame in here, but if we get Dame, who are we giving up? What are we gonna give up? Like 5 players plus about 3 or 4 players and two first rounders, and we're gonna give up a whole lot to get Dame, man. I'd love to see Dame here. He would electrify the guard and the man. But who are we gonna give up?
Yeah. I think it's like CT said, the trading deadline coming. You guys saying, I think we got to shake it up. And sometimes, you know what, CT, to me, you got sometimes you got to be able to be man and say, I made a mistake with this signing or this pick. Just own up to it. It's a mistake. It's not working the way I thought it was, and maybe I need to go a different route. As an organization, sometimes you guys, what they say, have a slice of humble pie. And maybe we got to have a slice of humble pie when it comes to Evan Fournier. You know what I mean? I like the dude, man. I just think that right now, he, for that money that we spent on him, I just wish that he was more consistent. Like you said, 5-1 when he's scoring 15. He ain't scored 15 tonight. And what happened? We lost. So, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I do think that it doesn't look like the same team last year from a defensive standpoint to me. It seems like we played with a sense of urgency on defense last year, and I get it. He's a defense ball player, but and I think that if we ain't going to do nothing trade for now, we lose tomorrow to Atlanta, or depending on how we lose, if we get blown out tomorrow, they got to shake something up. They just got to shake it up.
Mm-hmm. You
Sometimes,
also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, CT. I'm sorry.
no, you. I was just going to say, man. The league, it changes every day. Sometimes you just got to adjust on the fly. Like Shah said, Derek Rose, he could start for many teams, but he's happy in his role off the bench.
Mm.
So with that said, Evan Fournier, he's 29 years old. There's more young athletic guys coming into the league. Doesn't mean Evan Fournier can't help, but maybe his role is now a bench player. Let's be real. Like again, you're not always in that same category that you've been in your whole career. You're 29 years old. Maybe the time has come where the next phase of his career is a bench 6 man of the year weapon. But a starting unit player needs to perform better than that. That's why they call it the starting five. You've got to be a starting caliber player to be a top five, starting five in this NBA now. Look who you're going up against. And I don't think Kemba Walker for sure ain't a starting point guard anymore.
Yeah, right. And and not because of skill level, just because of with the way he had his career, with his injuries and like I said, like tonight, Kemba had a good game tonight, shot. But it comes and goes. It just disappears, just like Fournier game. Sometimes it disappears, and that's why I know we're having a problem because if RJ disappearing, Fournier disappearing, Kemba disappearing, and and it's causing Randall on certain nights to carry the load. Then if he don't got it if he don't have it that night, none of them cats is picking him up. So I do agree with some of that Boost Mobile said earlier. It's not only defense, but defense is a part of it because I think sometimes if you make a guy play you on defense and you play him on defense, it makes it easier for you. They not competing. So when you're not competing on one end, you're not gonna have the urgency to compete on the other end. You ever notice how like Julius Randle and them guys what they do? They will compete, but when they shots not falling, they don't compete. And I just think that's unacceptable. You know what I mean? They don't correct that thing, Shop House, I think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, it has to be it's going to be a shakeup. I see it coming. And I mean Fournier. I mean, I like Fournier. I wanted Fournier last year but he's just not performing right now, and he's not doing good, and Evans not Kimba's not doing well. I mean, they got Buddy Hill out there too. I mean, he might be out. I like a Buddy Hill out there. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big thing on knowing they trade if they are valid for trade and stuff like this. But I mean, we may need to shake this thing up. I mean, a star can. I don't know if they want to put IQ may need to be starting. IQ may need to come, and if you put IQ in there, I would like to see IQ and move up there with Rose, him and Rose together. I think they'd do a great job in the starting unit. Now, what's going to happen with the second unit now with Fournier and Kemba in the second unit? I don't know. But, I mean, if we're going to do something just to see what happens to the 15th, and I'm pretty sure we have at least 5 games until then, something may happen. I don't know. These Knicks guys, they are real quiet about what they're thinking about doing. So I'm not surprised to see anything happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're gonna shake it up. I think you gotta now. I think they're gonna see that Tibbs gonna now. They probably seeing what Tibbs was talking about now. Tibbs, because I don't think this was Tibbs calling all the stuff that these couple of players. I know they brought him in because they needed it, but this ain't what Tibbs wanted. You know what I mean? This wasn't what Tibbs wanted. So now Tibbs might be saying, "See what I'm trying to tell y'all." So because you don't want to become either me or the coach. I hope we don't get to that level because Tibbs got us there where Evan Fournier and them cats didn't get us last year. Tibbs got us to 41 and 31, and and they might not be the player that they probably wanted more offense. I personally wanted Kelly Oubre. That's what I wanted. Somebody with some grit, length, athleticism, grit, could shoot the ball, decent, but he's a dog. That's why I wanted him over a lot of them guys because we needed. He's a Kevin Knox with the it factor. He's with Kelly Oubre is what Kevin Knox could have been. You know what I mean? And we need some guys out there with some size, man, at that 3 spot, and at that 2 spot. But they also got that grip. Can you imagine if RJ was still at the 2, and you did bring in Kelly Oubre? Now you're talking about a whole different song now. You know what I mean? But we brought in two guys who are average or below average defenders. And I think that's just not what what Tibbs do. So I think the front office going to have to take, and CT going to have to look at that and say, you know what, these not Tibbs type of players, and see what they could do.
Yeah, I agree. And to me, it's hurting right now, but it's coming clear that the biggest failure to me was the starting point guard spot. You can say what you want about the Evan Fournier signing and all that. You could find arguments to justify all that, but I think they're coming up real small with this Kemba Walker deal, and they waited till he was bought out. I'm not sure if that was plan A, plan B, plan C, but every cat and his dog knew the number one priority was to get a starting point guard. How did we fail in the playoffs? Because Elfrid Payton wasn't it, and Derrick Rose wasn't able to start. So they had one goal. I don't care if it means they didn't bring back Noel or Burks or whatever. They should have used that money and try to swing a trade or get a starting caliber point guard in here. I know Lonzo Ball, was set on Chicago. Kyle Lowry was set on Miami. They should have done more to make something else happen. Now, but they still have a chance to correct things. Trade season's coming. Damian Lillard's still out there. DeJounte Murray, De'Aaron Fox. There's going to be plenty of names. I think it's going to be real active this trade season, Shah.
Yeah, I see some in the mix is coming. Some is coming, and and I just to get back to what you were saying about the players that was out there at the time. I thought Ball would have been a great pickup for us over here also. Big, tall guy pushing the point. But I mean, it's neither here nor there now. We have to look for somebody that's out there now. And I just hope they are listening to what we're talking about. So maybe they can see some of the names that's out there. Dame, I would love to have Dame here. I really would. But for me with Dame, it would be the cost factor. He's about at least $40 million or something like that next couple of years. How do we figure that in? How do we give up players to make that happen?
But do we just say, Emmanuel, do we just move the future forward real quick and make Emmanuel quickly starting point guard? Just use this season, Divine, to see what it looks like. It's going to be a good opportunity. I mean, he's a young player right on our roster already.
Yeah, you know what, CT. I think we got to come to the point: are we not gonna fight for the playoffs, or are we gonna go for the playoffs? I think that's what it comes down to me. If we think the Knicks gonna fight for the playoffs, then we're gonna have to find a way to get this team better. If we think we're gonna throw in a season and everybody want to develop a young guy, then we don't not throw away the season. We just get to start the young guy and look forward to the next year. That's about the only thing I can see, because this prime example, and like tonight, and they still young guys like Grimes tonight, prime example. He young, he gonna have to get it too. And much we want to play Grimes. He won for 6 or 7 tonight. He couldn't find it. He could at the bottom of the ocean tonight, because these things, it's a pressure situation, but they do got to get them a chance of opportunity. But I don't think just hypothetically playing the young guys is going to fix the problem in New York. I think that starting lineup with no defense is the problem for me. You know what I mean? And like Boost Mobile said, and B Civilized, like Shaw always said, they got to play with pace. Evan Fournier and them cats Kemba Walker can't get up on the floor like he used to. You know what I mean? They can't. And Evan Fournier is not a fast break guy. When he do go on a fast break, you wonder if he's gonna make it. The way some of the layups he be shooting over there. So I think even if we play with pace, I don't think we got the right guy to play with the pace that we need. Because also when you play with pace, you're gonna lose a lot on defense. Because they're gonna be running up and down the floor, getting tired, and not getting back on defense. But I just do think this team gotta do something, guys. And so even if they go get some guys who can put like this here, I wouldn't even have a problem with Grimes playing starting over Fournier. Not saying you got to play more minutes than Fournier. I don't have a problem with him to start while Derrick Rose is not there. But when D Rose come back, then we back to square one with the young guys. Now they go back to the bench. They're not going to get that burn because I don't think Jim Dolan and Scott Perry and Leon Rose going to be happy with $19 million, $14 million, not getting the minutes that they're supposed to get. And I just don't think I never seen New York operate like that to save my life. They didn't even want to do that last year with guys who would make a $5 million, but they would let $5 million like Bullock and them play with Kevin Knox and them. You know what I mean? So I'm concerned that, because they make so much money, Tom Thibodeau might have his hands tied. They might like, no, I'm not paying you $19 million to sit this man down. So it's like a catch-22 for me, Sha, and that's what makes this thing so scary.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that one because right now, and the funniest thing, man, if we look back to last year, we still are doing better than what we did last year, and we can't come together right now. We can't formulate a plan. We can't gel. We can't push with pace. Some games we play better. Some games that we play better, we lose the lead. As a whole, Randall, some coming out, some games not looking efficient. The defense, some games is great, some quarters is great. Then you miss the defense, and it comes down to the coach and the players and what we're gonna do. Like you said, case 22, sitting here like that.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, facts. Yeah, see, so it's tough, man. But listen, man, we got a game tomorrow, man. We got to bounce back. Don't forget about this one. I really believe we just need to forget about this loss tonight. Throw it out, go in there, trash it, throw it away, and forget about it. You know what I mean? And say, we took an L against a real superior team. They came in there and showed us who they are, and we got to learn from this, and find a way to get better. The only thing beats a bad night is a good win. You know what I mean?
Facts.
The only thing beats a bad night is a good win. And even I would, what? I'm not even mad we lost tonight. I want them to beat Atlanta. You know what I mean? Hey, we lost to a good team tonight, but you better not go down on ATL tomorrow, stink it up like you said. Then I'm gonna have a problem with that. But I'm like, listen, I get Chris Paul and them, and let's see, in Atlanta is playing hot basketball right now. They done won 6 games in a row, so they on a mission too. And so it ain't even gonna be easy tomorrow. But like I said, we go down there and get blowed out, then I just think that it's gonna be a problem. I really do. I'm like, come on, guys. I mean, you can't get blowed out at the Garden by 18, and then go down to the ATL and get blowed out. Then
Yeah.
I think all the heads gonna start rolling tomorrow. You know what I mean? And let's hope that's not the case. And these guys continue to just take it as an L one night. And right now we might be the team that's playing 500 basketball for a minute. Let's hope that's all it is. You know what I mean? That we just right now playing 500 basketball, and until we get our thing right. But we can't wait too long, CT, because if not, man, next thing we be 3 games under 500. We gonna be on the bottom looking up, and we don't want to be there.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say these guys don't have value, like they do, but they're just not gritty. They're not tough enough defensive wise. Fournier and Kemba right now. It's the NBA, no boys allowed, and dudes will try to overmatch you, overpower you. It's more physical now too, so that doesn't help. 2 players that aren't even that strong. You know what I mean? All the rules. I think this rule change gone and confused everybody. I think Julius Randle's struggling because they can be more physical with him now. Trae Young, he's struggling. They're more physical with him. So I think the way out of this is getting strong, tough, taller players. You know what I mean? Lonzo Ball would have been nice, a taller, tougher defender. But yeah, like Shah said, we just got to look ahead now, make the adjustments. I'm with that Quentin Grimes thing. I think, again, you got to pull the future now. It's not just playing these young guys to say you're throwing away the season. You're not. I just think these guys can help us a lot more now than what people realize, and it's early in the season. So you have the games now to try to implement them. You have the games to blood them and give them that opportunity to see if they can help the team out.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, man. So I think tomorrow we might hopefully see something different because You know, when you sat Kimber walk out, because that means he got to go again tomorrow. So probably they just said let's sit Kimber walk out tonight, the rest of the game, because he could have probably easily went for 20 something tonight. But I guess they said this, we got a game tomorrow. You know, you know, and I think it's all right to just to sit him tonight, sit the starters tonight because I was getting spanked anyway. You know, I think what he did, I think he sent a message to Randall tonight though. He left Randall out there with that second unit who wasn't doing nothing. I think Tibbs did that on purpose. You know, I think he left Randall out there with them dudes tonight. Said, "Listen, man, you stink up the joint, and we gonna let you continue stinking up with these guys because you got all your stars sitting down. Julius Randle in there with Quickly, Obi, who wasn't playing good, Grimes, who was in there. He was in there with Sims at one point. You know what I mean? I think that was a message sent right there. And that's real talk. I just think that was a message sent to Julius Randle. You're supposed to be the leader of this team. You're supposed to lead these troops. You know, and if they see you not giving maximum effort, they're gonna follow behind you. You know what I mean? I think that's what we've seen tonight for him, and I think that's why Tibb left him out there. And that fourth quarter, the last one, he knew the game was over too. They wasn't coming back. Because I was like, well, why would you leave Julius Randle in there? We ain't coming back. The game is over. They blowing us out. But I think he did that to send a message to Julius Randle, and I'm glad Tibb did that tonight. Star Powers.
Yeah, facts. I think I mean, like I said, this team right now, I mean, Randall is the guy, man. And if you can't come out and, I was hoping for him to have a real big game tonight, man. I thought he was gonna come out. I thought he was gonna want to play real good against these guys. Thought he was gonna be close to some triple double numbers. He didn't really do much of anything tonight, but we all going back to back to the drawing board. Let's see what happens tonight. I do feel better about playing Atlanta, even though I wanted this game tonight, man. I really wanted them to beat these guys up tonight, but you gotta turn the page tomorrow. Like you said, I forgot how you said it. When you forget about the loss when you get a good win or something similar to that, and we really need to come out there tomorrow and really get a good. We need a win tomorrow. I mean, we need a win. We need a win.
Yeah. We need CT. We need a good win tomorrow, man. And like I said, winning cures all. You know how it go. You know what I mean? Winning cures all. Hey man, you lose your girlfriend, you break up, you win it back, you feel good about yourself. So let's hope tomorrow we can pull off a win and get back at it for sure.
Yeah, like we say, the season's a roller coaster. Shah, Divine, Chat. Like you can't get too high, you can't get too low. I know people say that over and over and over, but even the Suns are going to lose a game soon. At some point, right? 82 game season. It's unlike any other sport outside of baseball, where it's just a marathon. There's certainly no other sport I can think of that's like 82 game seasons. Outside of that in baseball, and you're going to lose some nights, you're going to win, but how do you look consistently? This team hasn't been consistent at all, and that's why we're a 500 team right now. But what I'm fascinated about is everyone's takes, and how we can fix this thing. Do we make big trades? Are the solutions on the roster right now? I love everyone's sort of opinions on that, because it's either you play the young guys and then you think that you're saying that the old guys can't help, or it's one way or the other. It's sort of it's a gray area right now for everyone, but it's on the coaching staff, the front office to get on the same page, Maybe, like I love what Divine said before, maybe Leon Rose is big enough to admit he made an error with a signing or two. Not all GMs or presidents are of that mindset where, no, you got to play this guy or what, or I'll sack you. Sometimes some GMs go, hey, if you're giving that guy 20 games and he's not producing, it's all on you. You can do whatever you like. So I'd be interested to see what that relationship's like.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, man, we I think we just gotta like I said, just throw this in the trash, man, and go out there tomorrow ATL and let's see what this team is made of. I think tomorrow will tell us a lot, guys. It'll tell us what this team is made of. It'll tell us what Julius Randle made of. It'll tell us what R.J. Barrett and all these guys are made of. But sometimes when you after a blowout like that, the first thing you want to do is get right back on the court. get right back on the court. Like this wasn't who we are. We are not that thing. We are better than that. We know we better than that. You look forward to that next game. So tomorrow, I want to see how these guys respond. I really do. When you get punched in the mouth, it's about the response. You know what I mean? And let's see what their response gonna be. You know what I mean? Somebody punch you in the mouth. You're gonna let them punch you, or you gonna back. You know what I mean? It might be the same. It might not be the same guy who you punched in the mouth, but that next time you get in a fight, are you gonna respond with some? And that's if you guys are going to respond against another guy, the other guy punched you in the mouth, but you had another fight against this other guy, you want to let him just punch you in the mouth, or are you going to respond to that? And I want to see what they're going to do tomorrow. You know what I mean? I really do. But, tonight was disappointing to me, just not the loss. It's how we lost. Two dudes
How we
on
lost.
it's how we lost. Yeah, I'm not even concerned about the loss. It's how we lost. You know what I mean? And because like I said, we know who Phoenix is. I think when our team play good defense, and like Shaw say and Boost Mobile say and B Sublime say push the pace, play with pace, but play defense, we damn near could beat anybody. And I believe that. You know what I mean? But now we starting to wonder, is this fool's gold? That's what we got to start. And even myself, optimistic I am about at the Knicks as anybody. You know what I mean? But I'm now wondering, are we playing with fool's gold, because it's 20 games into the season, man, and our offense and our defense is not up the way it should be. That's what's alarming to me. I think if them guys can go 15 games in a row, shit, we should be able to win 4 games in a row. I mean, when we haven't put together a winning streak yet. I think coming out the gate, we had a couple of wins. We haven't even put together a winning streak. Now with the winter getting tougher, CT and Shaw, it's getting more tougher now. So, to be able to put this thing together. I don't know if we got the right personnel to do that right now.
Yeah,
I feel that.
it's really up and out there right now, man. After seeing these games that we play right now, who knows what's gonna happen? I mean, we could start from the end and move some of the guys up and stuff like that. But I think right after this December, when these gates open, I think they're gonna jump on something quick, man, because I don't know what we can do to make Evan a little better, to make Kemba a little better. I don't know what we're gonna do, and I hate that I keep pointing the finger at those two guys, but those two guys ain't producing right now, and that's what it is.
Word. And real quick, Divine,
What I think. Go ahead. I would say what I think is that I agree with Shop how we ain't trying to blame them guys, but we also got to realize them guys they could be part of the problem, not the solution. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think they part of the problem on the defense end. I know them cats can score the basketball. That's what they get paid to do.
Yeah.
I know they could do that. That they a problem on. You put Quickly in there, like you guys want to see more pace. But Quickly gonna give you more pace than Kemba Walker do, up and down the floor. You know what I mean? And I think Grind to get up and down the floor for more than Fournier will. You know what I mean? I just think, and they got defense. I think that's what we're gonna have to do, CT. And I think we might have to do a little. I know we talk about it. I think it's becoming a reality now.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying this because of this game or we're slumping, but I honestly, my take before the season was that a blockbuster trade was going to happen. Was more likely. I think this front office is big game hunting. They're linked to players. They're trying to make upgrades. Salute Tone Wu, Garden of Knicks. I think a trade's going to happen. We'll see. We've got picks up the wazoo. We don't need all these picks right now, especially in the upcoming draft. We've got 3 first rounders and a plethora of second rounders, and spell that out with dudes that aren't producing on tradable contracts, and you've got a recipe for a big trade.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Tone Wu said, Tone Wu said, Suns, Heat, Clippers got a number. I don't like it, but those teams, excuse me, Tone, didn't mean to do that. He said they got a number. He said the Heat Clippers got our number. I don't like it, but those teams we have trouble beating. Absolutely, we do, man. They seem like they got the right personnel to defend us. Because like I said, we don't have a lot of size down there, man. And I do think that's an issue in New York to me, is that we don't have enough size down there in that starting lineup. And on top of that, we not clicking on offense. So you putting one problem on top of another. One, we don't have the size. Two, we're not shooting good right now. And three, we got two guys in there who's average or just below average defenders. So them three issues we got right there in that starting lineup, and I think that's why we're going through what we're going through so far this year, because we got three major problems that we didn't have last year, other than maybe the point guard couldn't shoot, but he could play defense. He can get up and down the floor. Alpha Payton could push the ball, push the pace. You know what I mean? Reggie Bullock, I still think I think Fournier is a better player than Reggie Bullock, but right now, this time last year, Reggie Bullock was more consistent than he was, and I hate to say that. I'm saying Reggie Bullock was more consistent than the $19 million player shot. I just think that's not a good look for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming, man. I mean, I love to see. I mean, we just need some pace, man. We need some more defense, man. And the most consistent person that I'm seeing this year that's playing some real good defense is my man IQ, man. RJ let me down tonight a little bit, but IQ tonight, man, he's staying firm, man. He's staying firm, and he's stepping up to this test, man. Every night he's out there, he's putting all his chips in the bucket, or however the saying goes. He's really pushing some ball, and he's starting to score now, man. He's starting to hit some shots, man. He's starting to look good. He knows how to switch off the ball now. He's doing a lot of things that a good defender does.
Yeah. Hey, CT, you know what I knows about Emmanuel Quickly's game too? Think about this here. There's nobody in that first unit, nobody who could spark like he do. Who got the, I mean, it seems like he can bring a spark. There's nobody in that first unit. It seems like they all hesitant. They all had Kemba Walker's not hesitant to shoot. I give him his props. But even sometimes Julius Randle, he be hesitant on a lot of his shots. Quickly ain't hesitant about nothing. You know what I mean? He go up there with confidence, and he just go in and play the game. And I don't think none of them guys in the first unit is playing like he's playing.
Yeah, facts, man. I think he's special. You know, I'm using that word now. IQ is special. You know, and I'm going to say it. We lucked out at the 25th pick right now. I'm seeing this kid and what he could be in the league. I must admit, going into this season, I sort of had a ceiling on him right now, but I've taken that ceiling away. Any player that's fearless to take those big shots, hit those logo shots like a Curry and a SGA can hit, Dame Lillard can hit. This guy's 21, 22 years old, and he's doing it right now as a sophomore. He's looking like the most confident player on the court, you know, and that's no knock on the leaders. He's looking real special. The scouting report, Tibbs revealed that, you know, he was told by Dice Yoshimoto that look out for this kid. You know, he hits all the big shots, and he's doing it, you know, and he's just fearless. And the fact that we got him at pick 25, you know, I just think we shouldn't hold this kid back anymore. You know, he could be the future. Let's thrust him out there. He's better than Kemba. He's better than D Rose, and he's younger. He's defending well now. The only other side of his game is that sort of assisting, you know, floor general stuff that he's got to pick up. But he'll settle into that role, I think, anyway, you know, with reps. Right now, like you said, he's that energizer, and he's the most consistent guy on this team.
Yeah, fact. Well, yeah, listen, we're going to go around the panel. We're going to wrap it up. So we know we right back at this thing tomorrow. You know, before we wake up, we got another game tomorrow down in Atlanta. We got to go down there and try to rebound, man, and get this thing rectified some way, or just go down there and show some different type of, you know, ball play with a little bit more effort, a little bit more grit. You know, ATL, they've been not let Trae Young show they butt tomorrow night. If you take an L, you take an L, but you cannot go down to Atlanta and let them dude just run amok. You know, that was in a bad state for me, CT. If we go down there and they run amok on us, that would send a bad presence to across the Knicks fan base. You know what I mean? Not only us as content creators and people, but the fan base and everybody. That would send a bad message if the Knicks go down to the ATL tomorrow and get blowed out. Shot Powers, I think that'd be a bad look for us. And you know, but let's hope it's not the case, man. Let me thoughts before we get out of here, brother. Appreciate it. And we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you, Represent. Listen, I just hope we have a better game than we had today. I hope tomorrow's game will be one of those chips on our shoulder that we have to knock off. I hope we come out with a little intensity, and I hope we come out with some pace. I mean, but I still got faith in these Knicks, man. I still got faith in these Knicks. One thing I do have is faith, and I'm just hoping that they come out with some intensity and push the ball, pace, 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 and more pace.
Yeah, yes, CT, man, I agree with him, man. I haven't given up on our team, but I do know that we need to do play better than we're playing, and we got to find a way to get this thing going. And let's hope that tomorrow, maybe Fournier and Kevin Walker and them are not down, and they're not in the Madison Square Garden tomorrow, and the pressure might not be on them. You know what I mean? They're playing in front of the home crowd. Expectations at an all-time high because of what you guys got signed for. I don't know if the pressure of the money or the pressure of New York City, it might be getting a foreign day. It might be he might always want to play in New York. Doesn't mean you can play in New York. Even though you wanted to play here, doesn't mean you can play here on a regular basis. So let's hope all that stuff is not affecting them. But we'll see after tomorrow, CT, man. If the thing don't go the way we want to tomorrow, I think we need to really sit down and look at ourselves as a fan base, as an organization, and as a team, as a coach. This the team that's going to take us forward. That we got to make that decision going down the line. Might be now, but like Shaw said, December 15th, the day after my birthday, is right around the corner. You know what I mean? Right around the corner. So we got to figure this thing out. Hopefully we can get it rectify the problem before that time comes. But I got a feeling that they probably thinking about that already.
Yeah, I think fellas, we're getting some soldiers back tomorrow. I think they rested D Rose tonight, knowing that tomorrow is the second leg of a back-to-back, and they just want to give him one more day. And I think the fact that we flamed out in the playoffs, D Rose, Taj Gibson, you're probably going to have to strap them down to stop them from suiting up tomorrow. So that'll be a much needed boost. They're gritty players, they play hard, and that's what we need. Players that are willing to sacrifice, lay it all on the line. That's why Tibbs loves them so much. People laugh at why does Tibbs trust these kind of guys? It's because they lay it all out there. They're not softies. They're not, they're not all about the money. They're about the love of the game. They're gritty. They're hard nosed, and that's what we need. People undervalue the value that Rose and Taj give us on this squad right now. Two more guys that can defend and lace it up. So I think I'm confident tomorrow we're going to have a much better performance. Like Shah said, with the chip on their shoulders coming out. I think, hopefully Deuce and Grimes, get some minutes as well, because it's a back-to-back. Maybe Kemba sits tomorrow. I know there'll be a lot of fans hoping Kemba can sit.
Yeah, real talk, man. Real good point, CT. I just want to put this out there right quick before we get off, guys. Thanksgiving weekend, I'm down on vacation, guys, so I'm sorry I can't stay here a little longer, but, we get it popping tomorrow again. I was watching quickly today, and when he was playing Chris Paul in that corner, I think it was about what they called him with that foul, but Chris Paul had to smack, give my man Tappan, had to give him his flowers. You know what I mean? That boy was with energy and effort, dude. He was the only dude, and maybe Grimes to a degree, but Grimes probably could get and we just better. But him and Grimes, he was the only dude that was scrapping. Everybody else just was out there just following the motions. And I think quickly is starting to garner a lot of respect from these guys because he go hard every night. And I just want to salute quickly because he is really playing some good basketball. He is the only one I see so far playing with grittiness. Gritty. I mean, he is playing. He's up in these cats' faces. He's using his arm, waving his arm to try to deflect people. I mean, he's getting up in these dudes. And I don't understand why our players don't do that, because that's always been the problem we always had. We don't get up and play the faces. We give them two feet space where they could pull up and hit threes. No, you get up on them like you chest to chest and make them put that ball on the floor and go right or left. And I don't think our defense is doing that. But quickly seemed like he one of the few that's doing that stuff. And I just want to salute him on that. But that's how you play basketball. Get up in your man's face and make them put that ball on the floor. If you give them 2 feet, you notice that the NBA now they're raising up shooting threes. And I just like the way quickly he's playing basketball. He's not even allowing them to do that, man. That's real talk, man. But yo, we're gonna get back at this thing tomorrow, guys. And real talk, streets are buzzing. Knicks real talk. Hopefully, Shaw Powell will be back in the building, man. Fan can get in here and cut it up again. Thank y'all, for coming in on this kind of, abysmal night because of the way we played from a team standpoint. But we'll be here tomorrow, man, getting it popping and everything like that. So salute to every B-side, man. You and Boost Mobile, D-Roz, and all you guys with y'all great takes, man. You guys are really good at this stuff, man. Keep coming here. Tone Wu, appreciate you coming in, my brother. Sorry it's got to get in a little late. We about to get up out of here, man. But the sun come out tomorrow, man. We go get popping. And like everybody, man. Thing going, man. We'll be back at it tomorrow. We down in the ATL tomorrow. Hopefully we can go down there and try to pull out a victory and feel good about ourselves. But been a tough go round this tonight was a tough go round for us. And Corey Jones, salute to you, man. We appreciate you coming in. Lynn earlier, salute to you and all you guys, man. And Amari, great. Appreciate you, my brother. Real talk. Yeah, man. It's Latrell's pretty well. My man's pretty too spree. Tim Smith, everybody. Nick 100. All you guys, I know it's a couple of them nights, man. But we'll get back at it. Salute to you, Sharp Howard. Thank you, my brother. CT, the streets are buzzing. Y'all look for us tomorrow. We get it popping, and hopefully we get ourselves amped, and we go in there. And but the Knicks got me feeling like Sharp Howard was scared to make predictions anymore. Make me not want to make no predictions, bro. Until we get some consistency, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the exact reason why, man. I'll be like, man, whatever. They'll win by 5 or 6. I knew tonight's game was gonna be tough, but I didn't think it was gonna be like this, man. Yeah.
Hey, somebody did say 118, but it was on the opposite side, though.
Yeah, right.
Let's channel this energy. Let's pretend that this is the 99 Knicks, right? Where we started slow, stumbling, bumbling. We come home and storm home and figure things out by the end of the season, and knock off some heavyweights.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man. Yeah, guys.
I was gonna say, I said maybe we could pull off some 9-game coming up like we did last year. We had a better second half anyway last year, so let's see what happens.
Yeah. Everybody keep the faith. I think our beloved Knicks are turning around one way or the other mentally, and I know we will. But I just don't want to have that feeling like we had tonight, where we can come out there against a team who will be going up against one to beat these guys to prove a point that that you're a good team. That's the only problem I have tonight, man. I kid you not, that the way we should have came in, that score should have been like 109. Even if they beat us, could have been like 109 to 100. Even if it was 109 to 100. I'll take that. But man, 118 tonight, nah. You got to come better than that, man. So we'll get back tomorrow. CT, the streets are buzzing. Shaw Power, salute to you cats, man. Thank y'all so much for coming in. Salute to the chat. All you guys, man. Great show, man. Great D-Rob, all you guys, man. We gonna keep a hope alive, man. We here, man. We ain't going nowhere. Nick's gonna be here, and we gonna turn this thing around eventually, man. But right now, we just gotta keep venting until they get it right. So it's all good, man. But salute to everybody, man. I'll see you cats on the next one, man. Peace.
Jamendo.com